Part 1 Introduction to Japan. An island nation where Asian traditional food innovation exist side by side. A country where century old temples stand beneath the shadow of modern skyscraper. Where bullet trains race across the landscape while sex-scared rituals continue much as they have for generations. Few places in the world balance fast and future assembly as Japan. Located at the central coast of Asia, Japan consists of thousands of islands stretching across the Pacific Ocean. Four major islands, Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyoto, and Shikoku, form a core to the nation. Together, they create a landscape of remarkable diversity. Towering mountains rise above the dense forest. Volcanic peaks dominate the horizon. River capes through the valley, and coastline extended for thousands of kilometers along the sea. Nature has always played a powerful role in shaping Japan. The country sits along a Pacific ring of fire, one of the most geologically active regions on Earth. Earthquake, volcanic eruption, and tsunami influences Japanese history for centuries. Yet, rather than risking nature, Japanese culture has often sought harmony with it. This respect can be seen everywhere, in traditional gardens designed to reflect nature landscape, in architecture that emphasizes the simplicity and balance, in a seasonal celebration that honors the changing rhythm of the year. Among the all-nature landmarks in Japan, none more is more iconic than Mount Fuji, rising at 3,776 meters above the sea level. This snow-capped volcano has inspired the artist, poet, and a traveler for generations. It embodies the spiritual connection between people and the nature remain deeply rooted within Japanese culture. For much of its history, Japan developed its relative isolation. This now unique tradition, belief, and an artisan style flourished. The influences Shinto and Buddhism shaped the society, architecture, and daily life. Powerful samurai clans of government vast regions of the country. Castles rose above the strategic landscape, and cultural practices such as tea ceremony and gossiping and martial arts became important part of the nation's identity. Even today, echoes of this past remain visible throughout the Japan. Ancient sites stand at the center of a modern city. Historic districts preserve traditional wooden buildings, and festivals continue to celebrate the customs that have survived for centuries. At the same time, Japan is one of the most technology advanced nations on earth. Yet, what makes Japan remarkable is not merely a technological achievement, it is the way that this innovation coexists with tradition. Modernity has not erased the past. Instead, the two often complement one another. This balance is perhaps more visible in Japan cities. Tokyo, the nation's capital, stands among the largest urban areas in the world. Neon light illuminated the entire district. Massive screens dominate the interaction, and millions of people move through the city each day. Yet hidden among the modern landscape are quiet temples, peaceful gardens, and historic neighborhoods that preserve the spirit of earlier generations. Beyond the cities lies another Japan, a Japan of mountain, forest, fishing village, and nature community. Honor of technology, food, nature, or popular culture, or many discovered that Japan are experiencing in corruption. It is a nation of contrast, ancient, modern, quiet, and engineered. Traditional, innovated through this journey. We'll explore the many faces of Japan, of the dazzling streets of Tokyo to the historic temple of Kyoto, from the slope of Mount Fuji to the snowy landscape of Hokkaido, from powerful historical landmarks to the customs that continue shaping everyday life. Part 2 Tokyo, the future meets the present. A city unlike any other on earth. A place where century-old trains stand beneath the towering skyscraper, where the ancient customs survive amid some of the world's most advanced technology, and where millions of people negative daily life with remarkable efficiency in one of the largest metropolitan areas ever created. As the capital of Japan, Tokyo serves as a political, economic, and cultural heart of the nation. Yet it is much more than a capital city. It is a symbol of the modern Japan itself, a place where the innovation, creativity, and traditional coexist way the continuing surprise visitors from around the world. Today, Greater Tokyo is home to more than 30 million people, making it one of the most populous urban regions on the planet. From above, the city appears endless. Building stretches southward the horizon in every direction. Highway wave between the district. Railway connected neighbor with the extraordinary precisions, and the band's immense scale lies the level of the organization that allows the city functions with a remarkable efficiency. Of the most economic location in Tokyo is Shibuya Crossing, often described as the busiest pedestrian interaction in the world. It has become the symbol of the city energy. When the traffic lights change, hundreds, sometimes thousands of the people cross simulators from a multiple directions. For a brief moment, the interaction becomes a steam movement, then within, God's return. The scene captures something essential about Tokyo. Its scale may be overwhelming, but it remains carefully organized. Just beyond the crossing, giant digital screen illuminated the building. Music filled the street. A crowd flowed to shopping district that never seemed to help. Restaurant, bar, shop, and entertainment venues create an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in Japan. From observation deck high above the city, visitors can appreciate the immense scale of Tokyo. On clear day, even Mount Fuji can be seen rising in a distance. Yet, in district of Akihabara, technology and popular culture dominate the landscape. Known worldwide as the center of Japanese economic, gaming, anime, and manga culture, Akihabara reflects Japan's influences on global entertainment. Star fields and electronics stand beside multiple shops dedicated to animation, collectible, and gaming. Bright color, digital display, and themed cafe contribute to an environment that feels distantly futuristic. For many visitors, Akihabara offers a glimpse into one of the most influential aspects of the contemporary Japanese culture. More recently, Tokyo's skytree has become another defining feature of the skyline. Standing over 600 meters tall, it's among the tallest towers in the world. Observing decks provided spectacular view across the sprawling metropolis. From this height, Tokyo appears almost timeless, a vast network of neighborhoods, parks, rivers, and buildings extending far beyond the horizon. Despite its reputation for technology and urban development, Tokyo also preserved numerous connections to the past. One of the most important examples is Majestic. Located within the large forest park near the city, the sign offering remarkable contrast surrounding urban environment. Visitors pass beneath the massive wooden toll gate before entering the peaceful parkway lined with tall trees. Experience like this reveal another side of Tokyo, a city that values traditional as much as progress. The same contrast can be found through the capital. Historical temples stand beside the modern office tower. Traditional gardens survive among the dense urban neighborhood, and since festivals continue to attract participants despite the pace and the modern life. For many travelers, exploring Tokyo through the foot becomes memorable and visiting the landmark. Transportation represents another achievement that shaped daily life. The city rail network among the most extensive and efficient in the world. Millions of passengers ride trains every day. As the evening approaches, Tokyo transforms again, and officers the deck reveal a city line of stretching across the horizon. Yet, even amid the activity, a moment quiet still exists. For travelers beginning their journey through Japan, Tokyo provides remarkable introduction, a place where the future seems visible today, yet where centuries of history remain woven into the fabric of everyday life, and a few leave such a lasting impression on those who experience them. 3. Kyoto. While Tokyo represents Japan's future, Kyoto preserves its part. For more than 1,000 years, this elegant city served as the imperial capital of Japan. It is where the emperor ruled. Artists created masterpieces, religious traditional flourished, and many cultural practices that define Japan today first took shape. As a result, visitors can still experience temple, garden, and a neighborhood and that reflect the century of Japanese history. Walking through the Kyoto often feels like stepping into a new area. Traditional wooden house-lined narrow street stone pathway lead toward ancient shrine. Together, they form one of the most significant collection of culture and religious landmarks in the world. Among Kyoto's most famous sites are Kinjaku-ji, the Golden Pavilion, covered in brilliant gold leaf and reflected in a peaceful pond. The structure appears most dreamlike. The electricity in Nurari, the Shinto deity associated with the prosperity and the agriculture. The shrine is famous for its towering bright red torii gate. This gate from a winding pathway that climbs the forested slope of Mount Inari. Walking beneath them create an unforgettable experience. The endless tunnel of red appears straight into the underworld. It is also home to the Kijo-Mizu-dera, one of the country's most celebrated temples. Perched on a hillside overlooking the city, the temple offers spectacular views throughout the year. In spring, cherry blossoms surround the complex. In autumn, brilliant red and orange leave the transformed landscape. The temple wooden terrace constructed without the use of nails demonstrate the remarkable skill of the traditional Japanese craftsman. Months later, autumn brings another transformation. Maple trees city often shade the crimson, gold, and orange. These seasonal changes have inspired Japanese poetry, painting, and literature for centuries. Yet Kyoto's tradition extends beyond architecture that a nudity and beauty. The city remains an important agriculture and natural beauty. Certified with school preserve the traditional technique. Artisans create a cremonic, tuxedo, and a lacquer using methods passed down to the generation. Visitors often discover that Kyoto is not simply preserving history, it is actively living it. Perhaps nowhere is more than the evidence that Kyoto's most famous historic district. Occasionally, visitors may glimpse a gecko or appreciate Mako moving gracefully between appointments along the narrow street. Such moments feel like scenes from another century. Unlike the bold flavor often associated with Osaka, Kyoto cuisine emphasizes refinable and seasonal ingredients. Traditional kazuki meal consists of multiple carefully prepared cuts of the dessert's highlights, presentation and freshness. Every detail from agreement and the ingredient selection of tableware. Dining becomes an artistic experience as much as the current one. As evening approaches, Kyoto reveals another layer of its charm. Temple bells echo softly through the city. Lanterns illuminate historic streets. Visitors along pathway beside the river and temple, surrounded by a sense of calm rarely found in the modern urban environment. A quiet appreciation of history, beauty, and tradition. What makes Kyoto truly extraordinary is not simply the number of historic sites it contains. The city is not a museum frozen in time. For travelers seeking to understand deeper roots in the Japanese civilization, no destiny is more important. Kyoto is offering window into value, belief, and artists' achievement that they have shaped Japan for centuries. And many visitors, it becomes very heart of their journey through Japan. Part 4. Mount Fuji and Hakone. Rising gracefully above the Japanese landscape, stands as one of the most recognizable mountains in the world. Its nearly perfect cone shape has appeared in painting, poem, photograph, and countless travel dreams. For centuries, it has inspired the artists, prism, and explorers. More than a geographical landmark, Mount Fuji has become a symbol of Japanese self, located about 100 kilometers southwest of Tokyo. Mount Fuji reaches a height of 3,776 meters. Although this active volcano is not major eruption occurred in 1,707. Today, its snow-covered summit dominates the horizon that attracts millions of visitors each year. On clear day, the mountain and can be seen of the part of Tokyo. He presents serve as a constant of reminder that powerful nature forces that have shaped Japan through the history. The relationship between Mount Fuji and Japanese culture runs deep. For generations, the mountain has been regarded as a sacred. It both Shinto and Buddhist tradition. Fuji is viewed as a place of spiritual significance. Pilgrims once traveled a long distance to climb a slope, believing the journey would bring the purification and enlightenment. Even today, even thousands of people undertaking the climb each summer. Continue traditions that have existed for centuries. The sunrise Mount Fuji summit known as the Goraiko, meaning the arrival at night, is a moment that combines natural beauty with a deep cultural meaning. Yet, not everyone needs to be climbed the mountain to appreciate the grandeur. Among them, Lake Kawaguchi is particularly famous. Its calm water often reflects an image of Mount Fuji, creating a postcard-perfect landscape that attracts photographers through the year. During spring, cherry blossom frame the mountain that delicate shade of pink. In autumn, brilliant red and orange leaves create dramatic contrast against the snow-capped peak. Each season reveals a different side of Fuji beauty. Nearby the village, a small town offers the gateway into rural Japan. Traditional inns welcome guests seeking the peaceful escape from city life. Farmers cultivate crops in the fertile volcanic soil, and local community can continue to the custom that reflect a close connection with the surrounding landscape. Not far from Mount Fuji lies Hokkaido, one of the country's most famous resort areas. For centuries, people have visited to the area to relax, recover, and enjoy the healing quality of natural water. Far more than simple relaxation, it represents the rhythm of a renewal connection with nature. Visitors soak in the mineral-rich water while surrounded by forests, mountains, and open sky. Hakone is also home to Lake Ashi. It's a scenic body of water formed within the ancient volcanic caldera. On clear day, Mount Fuji rises majestically from beyond the lake, creating the famous view in the country. Sightseeing the boat cross the water while visitors explore nearby shrines, hiking trails, and cultural attractions. One of the most recognizable landmarks is the bright red torii gate of Hakone Shrine, standing partially submerged along the lake shore. Images perfectly capture harmony between spirituality and nature that define much of the Japanese culture, and is another popular attraction of the Hakone Ropeway, which carries the visitor high above the volcanic valleys and the general landscape. It's easy to understand why the generation of artists and writers found inspiration here. Mount Fuji and Hakone represent more than a beautiful destination. Together, they embody essential aspects of the Japanese self: natural beauty, spiritual tradition, and respect for the environment, and the enduring relationship between people and the landscape they call home. For many travelers, these regions become one of the most memorable parts of their journey through Japan, and where the nature continues to inspire wonder, just as it has for centuries. Part 5. Osaka and the food culture. If Tokyo represents the economic power of modern Japan and Kyoto preserves the nation's cultural heritage, Osaka reveals another essential side of the country: its energy, its humor, and perhaps most more importantly, its love of food. Located in Kansai region in western Japan, so Osaka is Japan's third largest city is one of the most vibrant urban centers. For centuries, the city has played a crucial role in trade, commerce, and transportation. Merchants, craftsmen, and entrepreneurs built prestigious community here long before the rise of modern Japan. As a result, Osaka developed a reputation for particularly business acumen and a lively spirit that remain visible today. Visitors often notice that Osaka feels different from Tokyo. The atmosphere is more relaxed. The people are more often described more outgoing, approachable, and the daily life seems infused with a sense of humor rarely associated with a large metropolitan. For many travelers, the Tonbori is the image that immediately comes to mind when they think of Osaka. Neon signs illumine the canal. The massive animated billboard dominate the building facades. A restaurant line the street, all crowded field area from the morning until late at night. The atmosphere is energetic, colorful, and unmistakably Osaka. Yet, though Dotonbori is more than a tourist attraction, it reflects the city's deep connection to food. Osaka has long been known as the Tenkado Hokkaido, meaning the nation of kitchen. Historical, the city is served as a major center of rice distribution and commerce. Over time, this role helped shape the culinary culture focused on quality ingredient and accessible dining. Today, Osaka will widely considered one of the Japan's greatest food destinations. Local philosophy can be summarized by famous expression "kudari," often translated by "eat until you drop." The face reflects the city is chosen for enjoying good food without restrictions. These small, round snacks are made from a batter bill filled with pieces of octopus. The cooking is especially designed mold. Crispy and outside and soft on the inside. They are topped with sauce, mayonnaise, seaweed, and bonito flake. Another local favorite is okonomiyaki, often described as a savory pancake, combining butter with ingredients such as cabbage, meat, seafood, and vegetable. For many visitors, tasting authentic Osaka-style okonomiyaki becomes a highlight of their journey. Beyond street food, Osaka offers an astonishing range of culinary experiences. Market display fresh seafood from nearby the water, and Michelin-starred establishments showcase the highest level of Japanese culinary craftsmanship. Yet Osaka appears extended far beyond the cuisine. One of the most important historical landmarks in Osaka Castle. Although the structure had been rebuilt several times through the history, it remained one of the country's most iconic castles, surrounded by a stone wall, moat, and expansive park. Osaka Castle offers insight into the Japan founding era. From the upper of the level, visitors enjoy a panoramic view of the modern city surrounding this historic monument. Meanwhile, Osaka Bay has undergone significant redevelopment, creating new culture and a recreative space that contribute to the city's evolving identity. As the evening approaches, Osaka becomes even more vibrant. The aroma grilled food with the air, and the street ultimately come alive with the activity. People gather with friends and family. Business colleagues share meals after work. This is a spirit, perhaps what makes Osaka so memorable. For many travelers, Osaka becomes more than a destination. It's become a feeling, a reminder that food is not merely nourishment, but culture, identity, and connection. And nowhere in Japan that idea more deliciously expresses than in the enigmatic street of Osaka. Part 6. Hiroshima and Pieces Memorable. Located along coast of western Japan, Hiroshima is today a modern, vibrant city filled with parks, business, university, and thriving community. Yet beneath its peaceful appearance lies its history that forever changes the course of the 20th century. On the morning of August 6, 1945, Hiroshima became the first city in human history to experience an atomic bombing. At exactly 8:15 a.m., a single bomb exploded high above the city center. Within a second, an immense wave of heat pressured the radiations of the devastates much of the surrounding area. Building collapses, fire spread rapidly. Destruction was unlike anything the world had ever witnessed. Entire neighborhoods disappeared. Families were separated. A countless survivors faced a amazing challenge in days, months, and years that followed. Today, however, Hiroshima defined not only by what happened here, but what the image afterward. Business reopened, school welcomed new generation of students, and gradually Hiroshima transformed it a symbol of the devastation into a symbol of recovery. The arriving in the city today often find it difficult to imagine the scale destruction that once occurred here. Modern streets stretch like across the landscape. Tram move like efficiently through the city, and daily life continue much as it does on urban centers through Japan. Yet, reminder the past remain carefully preserved, organically constructed an exhibition hall in the early 20th century. The building stood near the center of explosion. Rather than demolish its ruin, Hiroshima chose to preserve them as a memorial. Today, the skeletal framework of building several as a powerful reminder that consequence of war. Standing before it, visitors encounter history of deeply personal way. Nearby, the lies of Hiroshima Piece of Memory Park, built on land unoccupied the city bustling communal district. The park was designed to honor the victim bombing and promote the future from nuclear warfare. At the center stand of the ceremony at the atomic bomb victim. Bennett is a register containing the name who's lost their life. Each year, additional names are added, a new record are discovered. The memorial serves as both a tribute and a reminder. According to the popular Japanese tradition, folding 1,000 paper cranes within grant and wish, Chicago began folding crane ground and the welding treatment, hoping to recover. Today, millions of colorful paper cranes arrive at the monument each year from the children and visitors representing photographer personally belonging, eyewitness account, and historical exhibitions help visitors to understand the human consequences of nuclear warfare. Instead of seeking educated, to encourage reflection and promote the future appeal upon the peace and understanding. It is described as an experience as immense, yet also profoundly important beyond historical site. Hiroshima offers much more. The city has become a center of education, culture, and innovation. Tree-lined boulevards create a pleasant urban space. Museums celebrating art and history. A local restaurant serves regions specially, including Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki, a layered variation of famous Japanese dish. The city demonstrates how communities can recover, adapt, and move forward while preserving the lesson of the past. Just beyond the Hiroshima lies of significance. In many ways, Hiroshima looked toward the future, and a symbol of enduring hope that future generations can build a more peaceful world. Its story does not belong to Japan, but all humanity. 7. Hokkaido, Japanese well-wellness. Far to the north, Japan's main island lies a region unlike any other in the country, a land to vast open space, snow-covered mountains, crystal-clear lakes, and the some of most spectacular nature landscape in East Asia. This is Hokkaido, Japan's second largest island in the northern major regions, covering more than 20% of Japan's total land area while containing only a small percentage of population. Hokkaido feels remarkably spacious. A destination where landscape often takes the center stage. The island climate differs significantly from much country. Long winter bring heavy snowfall and squeezing temperature. Summers remain a relatively mild, comfortable. Condition has shaped the local culture, agriculture, and the tourism for generations. During the winter, Hokkaido transformed into one of the world's prettiest snow destinations. Powder snow blanket mountains and valleys. Ski resorts attract visitors from across the world. An entire city embraced the season through the festival and celebration. The most famous of these Sapporo Snow Festival, held each February in the region's capital of Sapporo. The event attracts millions of visitors. Enormous snow and skyscrapers for public park in the city street. Some recreate historical landmark. Others recreate the famous building of characters from popular culture. Many rules such reveal story and age. At night, colorful illuminations transform into sculpture into the world of art. The festival began modeling in 1950 when the local students built a handful snow statue. Today, it ranked among the most celebrated winter festivals in the world, yet Hokkaido appears to extend far beyond the snow. When the winter fades, warmer temperatures arrive. The islands reveal an extremely different character. Field bursts into the color, wildly covered rolling hill, and some Japan's most beautiful rural landscape emerge. Nature lover finds endless opportunity for exploration through the islands. Nation parks such as Daisha Season protect the rugged volcanic landscape, often referred to as the roof of Hokkaido. Here, hikers discovered alpine meadows teeming geothermal area and dramatic mountain peak. Wildlife remain abundant. Brown bear, foxes, deer, and numerous big bird species inhabit forests and wetlands across the range. Compared to many other parts of Japan, Hokkaido retains the strongest sense of awareness. Its natural environment often feels untouchable expanses. Among the Eastern most beautiful natural landmarks is the Lake Shibu. Surrounded by forests and mountains, it provides opportunity to kayaking, hiking, and relaxing through the year. Nearby hot springs for visitor exchange to experiencing another important aspect of Japanese culture, bathing in natural mineral water while overlooking the snowy landscape that considered one of the Hokkaido's most memorable experiences. The Ainu are a indigenous group whose traditional language and belief developed spirit from the mainland Japan. For centuries, they maintained a close relationship with the natural environment, relying upon hunting, fishing, and trade. Today, efforts continue to preserve crab, sculptures, salmon, and sea urchins hide places. Dairy products from Hokkaido are famous through the century. The region is also rich in ramen, fresh vegetables, and located product cheese. The air fresh, the landscape stretched toward the horizon. For travelers seeking open space, outdoor adventure, and forgettable landscape, Hokkaido is often experienced unlike anywhere else in the country, and perhaps its most breathtaking. 8. Japanese culture and daily life. To truly understand Japan, one must look beyond the city and landmark. The country's unique identity is shaped by tradition, valor, and daily customs that have evolved over centuries while adapting to the modern world. At the heart of Japanese culture are two major spiritual traditions, Shinto and Buddhism. Shinto, Japan's native belief system, emphasizes harmony with nature, respect for spiritual force, known as kami. Influences can be seen throughout the century, often marked by distinct red toge. Buddhism arrived at Asian mainland 1,000 years ago and became deeply integrated into Japanese society. Today, many Japanese people participate in both traditions, reflecting a culture that values balance, coexist. Festivals known as Matsuri remain an important part of the community life. Held through the year, these celebrations bring together local residents through music, traditional performance, and religious ceremony. The chemical is with the elegant design and careful craftsmanship, continue to be worn during the special occasion, wedding, and festival. Although the modern fashion dominates in daily life, the kimono remains closely connected to Japan's identity. Japan's history is also deeply linked in legacy of samurai. For centuries, these warriors played a central role in society. Their value, discipline, loyalty, and honor became associated with a code known as the Bushido. Even today, the idea continues influences Japanese culture are reflected in literature. Modern Japan has also become a global cultural powerhouse. Anime and manga has gained an enormous international popularity, introducing audiences worldwide in Japanese storytelling creativity. Connecting the major cities with remarkable speed, the network has become the symbol of Japanese engineering and precision. Yet, perhaps the most immediate aspect of Japanese society is focused on respect and consideration for others. This is the spirit reflections known as ultimacy, often translated in hospitality. When an order restaurant or shop or public service, people strive at the need of the other prevents until existence. Visitors frequently describe attention to detail as one of the most memorable and The sight of the cherry blossom drifting in spring air, the warmth of people who take pride in welcoming visitors from all around the world. As the journey comes to an end, one thing becomes clear. Japan is not simply a destination, it's an experience that stays with you long and after. A place that continues to captivate travelers with unique blend of story, culture, and nature in innovation. And until the next destination, safe travel.